What up, my guys? Welcome to another show, man. Thursday night, NFL and college football talk with Jay and our guy, Five Star, man. Our football expert coming through, man. We appreciate him for coming through every single week, giving out great info. We've been cashing them there every week as well, man. But what's up with you, Five Star? Everything cool with you, my brother?
Man, I'm good. Apologize. I was just still getting set up, man. I just got off the flight. We had to take the kids out to Houston, back home in Houston for the weekend. Had a family reunion and unfortunately a funeral as well. So a couple of things to handle back home in the city, man. But always good here to be, always good to be on here with you guys.
Yeah, for sure, man. Hopefully everything going well with the family as well, man.
Thank you.
With your family down there in Houston, everybody that's in Florida as well. Hope everybody doing well, man. Staying safe. It's some things that's out here that's more important than money, man. Health, you know what I'm saying? Family, all that type of stuff, man. So it's all love. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. We got our guy Ski in the chat as well, man. We got a lot of people in the chat, man. Isaac, Justin, everybody in the chat, man. Shout out to y'all coming through. As y'all know, we're not here to waste your time. We got a lot of great info this week, man. So let's get straight to it. And obviously, my guy got to get back to his family as well, man. So let's go ahead and get straight to it, man. We're gonna go through NFL first, and we got some. Y'all know how we do it in college. You know what I'm saying? We got some shit to talk about, man. But Thursday night football, man. Let's head over here to the streets of Seattle, man. Real nice city over there as well. Seahawks getting 3.5 points at the house versus the 49ers in this one. Both teams coming off back-to-back losses here. Niners coming off a game where they were shocked. They didn't score a single point in that second half versus the Cardinals in that one. Probably thought they were a top 3, top 4 team in the NFC, but I mean, they hadn't looked so good so far this season, Five Star. What do you think happened? And the Seahawks lead the division as well. What do you think happens in this game tonight on Thursday Night Football, my brother?
Seattle, Seattle has lost 5 straight to the Niners. So that's something to look at. But before that, they won 4 straight. So this series is a group of teams, like it's 2 teams who, real familiar with each other. The difference in this one for me, though, is Mike McDonald. In the past, Kyle Shanahan. Kyle Shanahan has been, having to face off against the OG Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll's gone now. How familiar is he with the schemes and the different type of defenses that we're going to see from McDonald? That's one thing to watch. Another thing, Shanahan has a losing record without McCaffrey in the backfield.
Yeah.
People want to give a lot of props to Brock Purdy. I've been betting this kid and known about him since Iowa State. He was probably the best quarterback that ever come through Iowa State. They were making all types of January 1st bowls like the Fiesta Bowl and things like that when he was there. He's a really good player. Him and the guy Xavier Hutchinson from Houston, Texas were a really good combination. Tearing stuff up. This ain't college. This the pros. He was the last pick for a reason. Don't get me wrong. He don't suck. But it's a difference between, like Cam Newton kind of talked about last year about him, about being someone who's a game manager and someone who's a game changer. And when it comes to him having to pull the train instead of being just on the train and playing his part, he doesn't do well. He tries to do too much. Sometimes he relies on athleticism that's all right, but it's not supreme. It's not special. So me personally, I think that the way the Seahawks were handled last week by the Giants, that this game is going to be close, man. I think it's going to be a real close game. I know Shanahan has a really good record in Seattle the last couple of years, but like I said, this is a brand new regime at the helm. Anytime I got a division game and it's a home dog, it's like the late great, sports book bettors always said before, take the points. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to take the points, man. It's no other way to look around it. I'm going to take any points I can get at home in a division game between 2 teams this close. So I'll be on Seahawks plus 3.5.
Yeah, Ski came through. I was just about to say that Ski was there. One thing I don't like. I mean, we know that McDonald, just because a coach go to a new team, sometimes can be good and sometimes can be bad. We know that Pete Carroll, like, it kind of he's a little bit too old, right? You know what I'm saying? Some of these coaches, like, we're going like old school style. It's a new type of year. But one thing he mentioned, the reason why I'm staying off this game, both teams are really great teams. So I wish I could bet on both of them. You see what I'm saying? In this bounce back spot, coming off 2 straight losses. But I don't like the fact that it's 3rd game in 11 days for the Seahawks. playoffs, especially when you playing like as football players as well. You need time to heal up. They out there getting bumped and bruised literally all game long. I like to say that every play in the football game is like a car wreck. Every little impact is like a car wreck. So 3 games in 11 days is really tough to come from as well. So I mean, it is a really tough game. Me personally, I think the Niners will win this game, but obviously with three and a hook, anything can happen. But if the Niners did lose, I wouldn't be mad as well, because I mean there is a spot next week that I'm kind of looking ahead to. You see what I'm saying? But I lean to the Niners. Will land at 3.5. I'm with you. Like, this could be a close game. It could come down to a field goal. And guess what? Other info: the Niners don't have a kicker. Their kicker got hurt last week. That's probably part of the reason why they lost to the Cardinals as well. So that could mean something to the total. They're gonna, it's 4th and 1, 4th and 2. They're going for that shit. They're not even gonna try to kick the field goal. You see what I'm saying with their punter over there? They're going for this, so that could really matter to the total. This went up from, I believe, 47.5 as well up to 49. So just a key piece of info for both sides of the ball there. So I mean, if you do like the Seahawks, like 5-star does, that helps out as well. The fact that the Niners don't have their kicker, but it also means that they're going to be trying to go for those touchdowns every time. So we'll see how
a lot of people are a lot higher on the Niners than I have been. If you watch my show, I've been saying all year this year that was going to fall off. I respect his opinion and all that, but he know when it comes to football, stay on your side of the street, brother. Stay in the hoop world and let me stay over here with this football. Like he
do have a good point though, 5-star. With the 3 games in 11 days, that means something, bro.
That's all good and all that is understood. But at the end of the day, I'm rolling with Mike McDonald just because I think that they're gonna have that team ready to play. And another thing, these books don't put these numbers out here for nothing on standalone games. So watch for the hook. That's all I'm gonna tell you.
No, that's a fact. That's a fact. Yeah.
My dog, if I'm on ski show tomorrow.
Yeah, if I'm betting the Niners, I'm telling you right now, I'm buying down to 3. That's just some, like, you know what I'm saying? That 3, that's probably, would you say that's the most important number in football? You see what I'm saying? I feel like the highest percentage of games land on 3. That's one of the most important numbers in football. So
and we got the hook. We got the hook, man. But like you said, maybe it doesn't even come down to that because no kicker.
Facts.
But that still might play in our favor because now he ends up on a 2 or 1 because they've been going for 2 every time and going for 4th downs and stuff like that. I'm going to just eat the points anytime I'm at home with 2 teams who are very similar. It's not a huge difference. I think the Niners are rolling more on lore than anything right now. They're a really popular team with the public. They're a real known, franchise fan base. Seattle is a national franchise, but the only people who really bet them are people who are Seattle fans from the Northwest. People bet San Francisco from all across the country, man.
Yeah.
They've been going for many years as a really top tier level team. And I think the books is taking that into account on this game because in reality, you would think that this game would be about a 4.5 game.
If McCaffrey is in there.
If McCaffrey was in there, it'd be a 6-point game, probably. Because we've seen what McCaffrey has done in Seattle before. They have really hard time stopping him. And as I said, Shanahan is not the same coach without McCaffrey. People are acting like McCaffrey being out the game, bro, is just like any running back being out the game. This dude is like their top receiver, top running back, Hall of Fame level player. He means everything to them, bro, especially in the red zone. And another thing that's going on with the Niners, me and Trent Williams is real cool. That's my boy. I know how Trent is, bro. I haven't talked to him in a second, none this season at all, but I just know how he is. If he was holding out for that money and they came late with that bag, he's still looking sideways over there at their GM. And same way for Brandon Ayuk. They should have just let him go. It's just like a relationship, bro. When a girl starts talking about it's time to go, you going to get rid of. You know that.
Yeah.
Like, you can't keep around and force her to stay. And that's what they did with Brandon Ayuk. He did not want to be there. And he's looked like that this year, all year long, bro. I think the Niners have had a lot of long runs. I think that they're always beat up. For one thing, look at Debo. Man, Debo hurt every year.
That's a fact. Every year.
It's overusage. It's the way that Shanahan runs his offense. Them dudes take a lot of hits, man. And Kyle, Kyle, I don't know why I keep calling him that, but McCaffrey continues to pay for that. Now, as you see, is all those hits are catching up on him. All that usage is catching up on him. Debo, all that usage is catching up on him. And then Trent getting a little bit older. We know that if he's not right, they're not good because he's the key to that running game at left tackle. As I said, he's kind of mad at Lynch because Lynch hasn't paid him. and then IU didn't want to be there. So I don't think that locker room is really playing for Shanahan right now. Now we see if they are pros. I think it's a much better vibe right now in the Seattle locker room. They're young, you got Geno Smith. If they feed their running back like they're supposed to, Seattle is going to win this game. They have to give him the ball, though. He could take over the game. He'll be the best player on the field tonight with McCaffrey out.
Okay, that's a fact there. Yeah, it's gonna be a great game. I can't wait to watch it, and let's just hope that McCaffrey is back for next week, man. But let's talk some more games here. Five star liking the Seahawks plus the 3 in the hook in this one. A lot of conflicting info in this game, man. So definitely gonna be a really great game. Two teams coming off back-to-back losses, divisional game, all that good stuff, man. Let's get over here to London though. Let's go across the pond one time early start games. You know what I'm saying? Wake up and win type of game. We got the Bears here, laying a point and a half at the house, in London, Tottenham Stadium versus the Jaguars in this one. Jaguars home away from home in this one as well, man. It's kind of crazy that they even list them as, usually they're listed like as the home team. This is one where they lose a home game, but this time around they're actually listed as the away team, whatever. But I mean, we know that they play in London every single year. I'd almost never bet against the Jags, even when they was sorry. I mean, they've been pretty damn bad this year, but even when they was trash, for whatever reason, they would win those London games. I believe their record is 6-5, but they'll keep games close. The spread was at 2.5, 5 stars, down to 1.5. Some sharp bettors maybe looking towards buying the Jaguars coming off their first win of the season. Do you trust Caleb Williams, the rookie over there going across the pond, my guy?
This is an official play for me. The San Francisco and 49ers game, the 49ers Seahawks game, I haven't bet yet, but I am leaning toward the Seahawks. I bet this game already. I bet it at 2.5, and I pushed it up to 3 and got +3 -120. Evan Ingram should be returning for Jacksonville. He's huge to what they do offensively. Doug Peterson really likes to get him the ball, work the linebackers with him, and that way it opens up their running game. And it also gets opportunities for them in the passing game when you have to bring those safeties up to respect the type of player that Evan Ingram is. Also, London is the second home for the Jags. As you said, they have a really good record there. They're 6-5, and their trips there, they're going to be there for 2 weeks because they got New England the following week as well. Their owner owns a soccer team over there as well. So he was actually contemplating moving that team over to London. I don't know if it's still in the works, but he was really thinking about it. So they're really comfortable over there. First trip overseas for this franchise with the Bears under Eberflus. Caleb Williams is still a rookie, and he's not a special rookie. Don't get me wrong. He played better last week, but who was he playing against? He was playing Carolina. So I'm not sold all the way on Caleb Williams all of a sudden being just this dynamic quarterback that can take over a game. Chicago's been winning with one way and one way only. That's their defense. Defense, turnover, special teams. Their captain of their defense is going to be out this game. Jaquan Brisker he calls all the plays in the backfield. He's a big-time playmaker at safety. He gets all those guys in the right place. He's in concussion protocol, and he will not be traveling.
5-star. I call it he gonna come back in. I call that the quarterback on defense. That's what I like to call it. When you had a team captain on defense, I call that the quarterback on defense because I mean they're the one calling the plays. So no, it's a great point there.
Yeah, the quarterbacks on defense is gone. So I'm gonna be on the Jags on this one. I know it's a weird play. They haven't looked good. They didn't even look good last week, man. I had them, bro. I took them live. I was over at the book with Ski. I took them live -3.5, bro. They went down. They went up 14 points. I cashed out. Oatmeal beats no meal. I'm glad I did because you see the 3.5 didn't even stand, and the public was actually all on the Colts. They still couldn't cover. Some of these teams so weak, even when the public going, on their side or against them, they still can't cover. So they're one of those type of teams, man. But this is a good spot for them, just with Chicago on the travel, with Brisker being out, with Caleb Williams going against, a team that it can play some defense, can get after the quarterback when it chooses to. I think that the Jacksonville Jaguars win this game.
I'm right there with you, bro. And I didn't know that the next game, so they could just stay and chill over there in London. That they have, man, them boys might have some houses or something over there, man. They might have some apartments or something over there. That's how often
they go there. Have that money like that, man.
But like you say, 2 back-to-back weeks, my guy over there drink that Ozarka. Damn, I missed that Ozarka water, man. But
man, I'm at the mother-in-law's. I would never.
I like that. I like that Ozarka water, bro. You don't like Ozarka?
Hell
Man,
no.
bro, that Ozarka, I'm
Hell
taking
no.
that shit over. This one
You
I'm
know, I'm
on
a
right
funny
now.
style guy. I be drinking.
Yeah.
I drink all of the weird stuff.
Yeah. Nah,
All I
I like
water
that
in
Ozarka
cans. I
water.
like water in can. I like the
You are
depth
drinking
water.
liquid death and shit,
Liquid
man.
depth. I
Let's
love
get
that
to
water.
I like the Jags here as well, man. I had this one written down. This was before I even realized that it was a London game. I like the match. I think the Jags are due. I know they've been playing like ass. I know that Trevor Lawrence hadn't really, showed that he's one of those guys, but I still got like a little bit of faith that he is, man. I think that the Jags started to come up. They had some tough luck. They had some bad games where they just got smoked. They finally got their win, got that monkey off their back. Obviously, we know the Bears have had some favorable matchups as well. You see what I'm saying? So they've had some favorable matchups. I think the Jags pass attack will be able to move the ball down the field. You will have to try to rush the ball versus the Bears as well. But I feel like this is a spot where the Jags can string together a few wins. I think they win this week and next week in London as well, man. So I'm right there with you. I like the way this line's going, and I feel like the public will probably be on the Bear. Like nobody's betting the Jags. Nobody wants anything to do with them. You see what I'm saying? But I will give them a little bit of love in this one. I think the Jags get the job done, get the win in this one. If you want to throw them in a teaser, a little 2-team teaser, I'm not going to talk you off that. I know you can still get those teasers at -120 over there at DK, but I like the Jags in this game. I think they win it, to be perfectly honest with you. So that's teaser just if you want to be safe. But I'm right there with 5-star. We're both liking the Jags in this one. And usually when we both like something, it usually casts most of the time, man. Most of the time. But let's get over here to Baltimore in this one. Ravens laying 6.5 at the house versus Commanders. Man, I just came from that Cincinnati Ravens game. Lamar went crazy. Derrick Henry went crazy. Bengals should have won that game. I'll tell you straight up. Bengals were leading the whole game. They messed up that kick right there as well. I wasn't able to stay for overtime, but the Bengals were the better team that day. I'm sure Lamar and the guys, like we were talking earlier this season, when he's pissed off, he's probably coming out like, bro, we got lucky as hell to win that game. If the kicker if the long snapper, if the catcher don't mess up the kick there, they lose that game 100 times out of 100. You see what I'm saying? And they were really getting whooped the whole game, even though Lamar was doing this thing. But the Bengals had a 10-point lead damn near pretty much the whole game. Then kind of started to go back and forth. But we got the Ravens here, laying 6.5 versus the Commanders here, 5-star. Commanders have exceeded everybody's expectations. Now they're getting 6.5. This will be the most public dog of the week. It's not saying that it won't cash, but people are gonna look at this. The Commanders get 6.5. Come on now, they keep winning outright as underdogs. They're taking that 6.5 every time, and I don't know. This game kind of scares me, man, because I feel like the Ravens might try to like run the ball, try to keep Jaden Daniels off the field over there. You know what I'm saying? Zach Orr, he's getting more experience every single year as well, and they have the ex-defensive coordinator for the Ravens. He's coming and consulting the team as well. So now Zach Orr got like another defensive coordinator in his back pocket. I think they might get right this week, 5-star, but this is not a game that I bet. I know that the Commanders going to have probably 70-75% of the tickets on them, though. That's for sure.
One thing that I worry about with the Ravens is their defense, their defensive backfield. They get pressure. They play really good of the front seven. But, man, you saw what we worried about last week. What happened? Joe Burrow was going to town on them deep. Like, man, they knocked me out some money twice. So, first, I had the Ravens first half as the last leg of because I bet everything straight, and then I'll do just like a little parlay just to come up with some shopping money, right?
Yeah.
So, the last leg of that parlay was first half Ravens. You saw what happened. You was at the game. They allowed Jamar Chase to bomb him 60 yards, bro, right before the half. Like, I'm like, this right before the half, and y'all can't cover that. Then at the end of the game, I cashed out because Evan McPherson has been money. Lamar tried to smoke that guy. He was a company man. He dry thumped the ball, like the ball to snap right in your hand, man. What are you doing? He bummed the ball, tried to get the ball to the Bengals and let them win. Harbaugh, salute to Harbaugh. He wasn't going for it. When they got the ball back, he gave it straight to Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry like 50 yards, and they were in field goal range. He didn't even run another snap, just ran the kicker out there. Like, Lamar, I see what you want, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you
try to fuck MVP. The game off.
Yeah, you try to get another MVP. I know what you up to. So I respect him on that one. This week, he's going against a guy. A lot of people slept on him, but I was on him from day one. If anyone is a long time watcher of the wagering world, I know a few of the guys that follow my show came over here and started watching this show with you too, Jay. And they know I've been talking about Jay Daniels since 2021, man. You know, like 2021 when he was still at Arizona State, I was telling people like this guy is the next Lamar Jackson. He's him because He has the right type of mind frame. He has a different type of level he can hit with his speed, but he actually can throw better than Lamar. He's a better
Yeah,
passer than Lamar. The
that's a
only
fact.
problem with him is he throws more to the right side. He doesn't go to the left side of the field much, and he's going to have to work on that because defense is going to pick that up because they did the same thing to Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts was doing that same thing when he came to the league. Everything he was throwing was to one hash, and they're going to stop that. They're not going to let him keep doing that. But right now, they're still getting film on him. The Ravens' defensive backfield is not going to be able to shut down Washington. Now, can they still jump the points because Washington might not be able to stop them too? Maybe. One thing I can say is Dan Quinn is a hell of a coordinator. Also on the Waging World, I told people, watch Washington. I got a ticket on them to win the NFC East. It was like plus 560 because I'm like, Jay Daniels is good. Dan Quinn was the key to the Super Bowl for the Falcons, and he also was the key to the revival of the Cowboys.
Yeah.
People forget that. Shanahan worked for him, and he blew the Super Bowl. Dan Quinn did what he was supposed to do. Shanahan wouldn't run the ball in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So Dan Quinn's a hell of a coach. And as you see that defense is coming on more and more over there, honestly, I'd probably be square on here, and I'd probably lean toward taking the points with Washington. I think they're going to be hella motivated on this, bro. This is like a battle for Maryland. And I think Baltimore kind of going to walk in this game like, Washington, we about to mow them. You know what I mean? And when they wake up,
I don't think that 5-star. I don't think that they're gonna overlook them because Washington they've been smoking everybody. That's one thing I don't think they'll overlook them. Now, like my guy is saying in the chat, now the Commanders are playing a lot better. They see that the Ravens, the big brother. We know the Ravens defense, like you said, their secondary is their weakness, in my opinion. But like you said, this is just the way I look at it. So, and we know that a lot of people look towards over here because that's what the Commanders are right now. They can score 30 points, but they're also going to give up at least 28 points as well. You see what I'm saying? So they're over. That's what you want in an over team, a team that can score, but they can't play much defense. But I just feel like the Ravens, the way that they run the ball, if they get up a touchdown and are able to run that clock out, I think this is a game where we can see them win by 7 points, like literally right on the dot. Like if I'm taking Commanders, I'm buying up to the 7, but I can see this being a touchdown type of game. And we know that the Ravens, like I say, in the fourth quarter, they get to that point, all they got to do is keep getting them first downs, run the clock out. That's going to be their way to try to slow down the Commanders' offense, try to keep turning them first downs. But like I say, it's a tough game. The Commanders are, I'm not betting against right now. I'm telling you that right now. But I look at like a bunch of like sports books, percentages, all this. I got some guys on Twitter that you know what I'm saying, that show me some shit, and everybody's on the Commanders. One of the top bet games, usually always favorites. But when you have a dog in there, like one thing I learned real quick, a public dog is one of the worst things that you can mess with. You know what I'm saying? Because public always bet the favorites. When it's an underdog, that's when they always give me a little bit of hesitation. But the Commanders are flying high right now. The way that Daniels is playing, these boys are balling. You see what I'm saying? So
this game gave up 13 points the last 2 games on defense. That's what I'm telling you. Dan Quinn is getting. They only have one bad game against Cincinnati. They gave up 33 points to Cincinnati. But look at Cincinnati's offense. They just dropped 30-something on the Ravens too. Like Washington's defense not as bad as you guys are thinking. They're not that bad, bro. And Dan Quinn is a better defensive coordinator than Zach Orr. I know that's
we know he this is his first time. We expect this.
He's young, and then a big game last week coming off of it. I know public probably gonna be on Washington, but right here, like just like last week, I was with the public on Baltimore and with Green Bay.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just football, bro. And in football terms, I think there's too many points to get this young team, bro. I think they're gonna be more motivated in this game than Baltimore is, bro. I know Baltimore is on the point of like we got to keep winning because we already got 2 losses. We want to get to the big dance, but I also think that they're looking at bottom line, and that's just win. I don't think they're thinking about trying to embarrass anybody. We're trying to blow these guys out. I think Jaden Daniels is going to look across the field, see Lamar Jackson, and say, "This is the standard. I'm about to show them that he's on my level, that I'm on his, that I can mess with him, that I'm on his level." And I think that in the past we've seen from him a real competitive spirit, bro. I've been watching that kid a long time. The under and the over and under is what I'll be careful of. That's the one everybody gonna be on. Everybody gonna be on the over, bro, on this game. That's the one for me to watch. Me personally, going down to football, I like everything about the Commanders, bro. I like their coordinators. I like their OC and Cliff Kingsbury. He's back on his jiggle. He's had a lot of good quarterbacks on his wing. Him and Jaden Daniels are really working good together. Little brother, big brother. We're seeing it right now with the Padres and the Dodgers, the Mets and the Yankees. the team that's overlooked in that region is crazy because Washington has a much stronger tradition over time than Baltimore, but Baltimore has been the hot team and the team in that area that everyone looks at and follows lately.
Thanks.
Bro, Washington is gonna come to play, bro. I'm telling you, they come
Taking
to play.
them? You taking them plus the
Most
points?
likely, I'm taking them, but I'm gonna wait though.
Okay.
I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait and let the market, kind of do his thing. I like to wait till about 15 minutes before the game. And the reason
Facts.
why, I have a site that I go to, and it's a paid site. You have to have access to it. It's a members only subscription. It tells you about everything that's going on in the pregame, like when they're warming up. That's what I try to wait on when it comes. I want to see Jaden Daniels looking good in warm up.
Yeah.
If he's looking good, he's whizzing that ball. They saying the more out there being lethargic and playing around, I'm unloading money line.
Yeah.
On Washington.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, like I said, I mean, you obviously know more than me. You understand what I'm saying though with the public dog. It's not even really, you know what I'm saying, just breaking down the teams.
I specialize in football, you specialize in basketball, but when it comes to handicap, we both, we've been in there. We got a couple O's in front of our name, So
that's a fact.
Yeah, so I ain't never knocking none of your handicap. I know you know how to handicap sports, so
I'm just saying about football. Yeah, no, I'm just saying about football. You know what I'm saying?
But basketball, I ain't gonna have shit to say. I'm gonna just sit back and listen. I would text you and say, Jay, send the easy one.
Yeah, I bet. I got you now. We're going crazy in NBA for sure. This already got started off in preseason. But yeah, my guy leaning the Commanders heavily in this one. And like I say, I feel like if you like Commanders, just go ahead and buy up to that 7 just to be sure in this one. Obviously, the Ravens land 6.5.
Shout out E-Dub. My boy E-Dub been down the way of the world since day one. He know Jaden Daniels. People didn't even know who he was. I'm telling boys man, it's this cat out of Tempe. He from Bakersville, California. Watch him, little Jaden Daniels. My next one coming up like that is Shador. People know about Shador, but they don't respect his game. They're going to be surprised when he goes to the league and dominate. Shador Sanders, Cam Ward, them the next boys up. Jalen Milroy has a chance to be like a Dak with more athleticism. Jalen Milroy, I give him a shot too, bro.
Okay, I can dig it, man. So we're gonna wait to see what happens with this Commanders versus Ravens. Two Heisman Trophy winners going at it, Manila, man. Let's get over here, talk about another young quarterback in this one. Saints getting 3.5 at the house versus the Bucs. Looks like the Saints were laying 2.5 and last week before, like on the look ahead line before they lost to the Chiefs over there. The line was 2.5. Now Saints getting 3.5 at the house. Division game. They're gonna have Spencer Rattler out there as well, the young guy. I believe you said a few weeks ago as well. You was like, man, when the Saints go to Rattler, that's when they really gonna show their potential. And know it, man. My other guy, Chris Raybon, he likes the Saints here plus 3.5. Real sharp guy in NFL. Let me know why you like it, my brother.
I'm right here with Chris Raybon. He probably seeing the same thing that I am seeing, and that's an overreaction by the public to Derek Carr being out. And that actually is going to be an advantage for the Saints offense because Spencer Rattler is a baller, bro. He's baby CJ. He's just like CJ Stroud. He just needs some reps. That's it. He needs to get in the game. And soon, me as a Saints fan, this is like a dream come true. I don't want to injury on anyone. I hate that Derek Carr got injured. I wish he would just took his job, but how fate would have it, he got injured. He'll never be the Saints quarterback again. Remember, I told you that. He would never play a down as the Saints starting quarterback again.
Yeah.
Spencer Rattler is going to do a really good job this year. He's going to have his hiccups. He's going to make his mistakes because he's young, but he's going to show enough to let them know that that's the right guy to lead that franchise. And also they can now pay him as a fifth rounder and build around a team and load up in skill positions, defensive lineman, offensive lineman. And that's every team's goal when it comes to trying to make a run in the playoffs. That's the new way to do it. That's the new format. I think it really started when Russell Wilson got drafted by Seattle. And they took him and had him on a second-round deal and were able to put all of that talent around him and won the Super Bowl. Now that's pretty much the goal for everyone. Unless you're going to do like Mahomes, you're special like Mahomes, and you take a little pay cut, and make it where it's a contract that's friendly to the team where you can still fill out the roster, which he got from, watching Tom Brady. The Saints are in a good position in this game. One, Tampa Bay is dealing with that storm, bro. Like a lot of them players is worried about their houses. They're worried about their cars. They worried about their family.
Facts.
Their coach said that Todd Bowles said that they travel. Most of the family travel with them, so they're deep. So they having to. Usually, you go on a road trip in football, your kids and your wife at home.
Yeah, not this time.
Your wife, like, you got everything good, babe. Okay, I'm focused. I'm locked in on the game. Now everybody right at the hotel with you. You're not getting much rest. The kids want something. The wife want to do something. She asking questions. It's a different type of situation, bro. That
I like
dealing
that.
with. Yeah. So with that said, I think the Saints can hold it down and cover that 3.5. I don't know if they win straight out because the Bucs have had a lot of good experiences in New Orleans lately. They've won the last 2 times they've been there. Mike Evans always eats there. Him and Lattimore
Him
hate
and
each other.
Lattimore, they
Bro,
gonna
they hate
fight
each
for
other.
sure.
Yeah. It's on for life with them two. So we ain't got to worry about the Bucs being motivated or the Saints. It's a division rivalry. Now, once again, we go back to the rules. Once again, Brett Musburg, what he said, nothing better than a home team getting points.
Getting points.
A home dog getting
especially
points.
In division. Especially in division.
So, with that said, I lean the Saints. I haven't put it in yet. I haven't played the ticket yet, but I'm with your boy Rayburn on that one. I do definitely lean strongly to the Saints.
That's the first thing he said. Derek Carr has not worked 6 points to the spread. You see what I'm saying? And saying the same thing, that it could be addition by subtraction out there. Rattler, he can scramble a little bit more as well. I do think Taysom Hill is going to be out for this game. It would be really nice to have him in there. I know Kamara's a little banged up and didn't practice a couple days ago, but they should have Kamara probably go play in this game. You know what I'm saying? But I do think Taysom Hill is going to be out for a couple weeks. But they're coming off 3 straight losses. The Saints are. This is damn near like this is a save the season type of game. I always say it's early in the season. This is football. Anything can happen, but there's still time to turn that season around. They started off 2-0, smacking the Cowboys and the Panthers, but now 3 straight losses. This is a huge game within a division. You getting that 3 in the hook. You got a quarterback change. I always like to say it brings some new energy in there, but you looked at some in this one that I usually look at, things that people do not look at, things that's not even really going to build into the sport point spread. Anybody that plays really in the town, you could hopefully it's not the same for Jacksonville as well, but we know that Tampa Bay guy would get hit a lot harder by the storm or whatever. But obviously you like think about them. What's going to happen with our house? Are we going to have to find somewhere else to move? You know what I'm saying? What's the condition our house going to be in? The people that are still there, they're worrying about them. Just your mind is on some other things, and then another thing. Like you said, you got them kids in your ear, man. You're not getting away from the kids. You see what I'm saying? So the kids, they right there with you. You're haggling, you're crying. Gotta
right
sure
before I came on the show with you, I was just dealing with it. I'm in the car going Waterburger for the kids, for the wife. I'm like, I gotta go do this show with Jay. My wife's like, but you out of town. I'm like, I gotta work.
Nah, we appreciate that, my brother. We appreciate that for sure. I'm the same way though. I'm the same way. But yeah, I feel that. Nah, facts. Now we got to get that money. We got to take care of the kids. You see what I'm saying?
Don't you like them bags?
No, that's a fact. That's a fact. Yeah, Saints plus 3.5. I'm not gonna talk y'all. And like I said, you and Chris Rayburn, 2 of the sharpest guys I know in football as well, man. If y'all don't know who I'm talking about, go check him out. Him and Sean Corn, they be smashing the NFL like weekly. See what I'm saying? Yeah. Stuckey as well, but they smashed it. Go check out the Action Network app, man. They do podcasts, explain why they like the picks, all that. But Rayburn on Saints plus 3.5, 5-star on the Saints plus 3.5. That's enough for me. Sold to the black man in the hat, man. Let's get over here to the streets, New Jersey in this one. Giants getting 3.5 at the house versus the Bengals in this one. Bengals played a phenomenal game last week, man. Phenomenal game. I know that they're pissed. They were supposed to win the game. They had that game in hand. Played a really great game. The defense did not play a bad game as well. The Bengals should have won that game. I know that they pissed off. Obviously, like I say, it was on that kick right there where he messed it up, and we knew that the game was over then. But Bengals, they should be a little pissed off in this one. Giants coming off a huge win, 5-star. How you looking at this game? You think the Giants keep it going? You think the Bengals season's over?
Just real quick to answer Lester Kirk's question, no, it has not been a double-digit spread all year, and it's usually not in it at the beginning of the year. What happens is after the books see certain teams or week, they start. You and I are going to start seeing those until like probably past like the 8th, 9th week. Then you'll start seeing some -13s probably against Carolina and stuff like that.
Yep.
Yeah, when not I don't know if New England now since they put Drake May in, but getting to this game, I'm a Brian Daboll truther. That's my guy. I'm a big fan of Brian Daboll. I feel like a lot of the problems that we see in Buffalo with Josh Allen is because he's not there anymore working with this guy. He's in there every day helping him with, going through his fundamentals, keeping him on base. That's something he does really well. Daniel Jones is becoming a decent pro quarterback. Now, is he the answer for them? Probably not. But Daboll is such a good coach. He knows how to play to his strengths, and that's what he's been able to do. Even though they're missing neighbors, they do have some receivers over there, as you know. They got Wandale Robinson. They got the other kid, Darius Slayton. He's sometimer, but when he wants to play, he can be a really good deep threat. They're going to be missing Kayvon Thibodeau, so watch for that on the defensive side. But the Giants have basically been the same team the last 40 years. They're going to always be the same team, man. They're going to be a team with a sound guy at the head coach position. They're going to run the ball. They're going to play smart. They're going to play good defense. They've always done that, and they're doing it again this year. So I think that they're going to win this game. I think that the Bengals are about to not make the playoffs this season. I think it's going to be one of the years they just wash it. It's a bad spot for them, man. Going on the road out there in New Jersey and East Rutherford. Giants fans are going to be wired. They're feeling good coming off that Seahawks victory. And on Sunday night, last time we seen them in prime time against the Cowboys, they lost. I think the Giants are going to look good, man. Devin Singletary's back. That's the main reason why I like them, because we know the Bengals have problems against the run, bro. So that means that Daboll, being the smart type of coach that he is, he's going to keep the ball out of Joe Burrow's hands. He's not going to let Burrow and Chase get the ball and beat him going up and down the field and turn into a track meet, because they know if they turn into a track meet, they can't keep up.
Facts.
So this game is strictly for me taking the +3.5, and it is an official play. A +3.5 on the Giants is strictly Brian Daboll. I just respect him, and I think that he's going to be able to have a plan together that's going to make them be in a good position to win this game, because we know Cincinnati is still living pretty much off of their name. They're like a flashy car. They're kind of like you went and bought a Lamborghini Countach and it didn't have any motor. It looks great on the outside, but
or it got 100,000. Yeah. It got 150,000 miles on it or something.
Thank you, man.
I see a lot of that, man. They got. Look at my look at my BMW I just got. Man, that motherfucker got 160,000 miles on it.
CarMax, boy.
No, not even car. No, you
don't
got
pull up with that Porsche Panamera from CarMax, man. You got to come from the dealership, man. We go to Porsche to get it.
Yeah, no, it's a tough game. I did think that the Giants are going to be a lot better this year, in my opinion. They're coming off a huge revenge game because the Seahawks smacked them in the first game of the year last year. They got some revenge, and it looks like the Bengals have lost a couple straight times versus the Giants. This is the season right here for the Bengals right here. Like this one thing I kind of figured out about the NFL, that like every week is kind of like a Super Bowl, because they only play really every 7 days, every week or whatever, unless you playing Monday or Thursday, you know what I mean? But it's week to week, you see what I'm saying? So this game gonna tell me right here, because if the Bengals do happen to win this game, which they can win by 1 or 2, and you still get the cash, I think they can win 3 of their next 4 games. You know what I'm saying? Yes. They got the Browns, they got the Eagles, and then they got the Raiders after that. So if they win this game, they're in position to put themselves still possibly in that play. Like the year's not over yet. It doesn't look like Joe Burrow's ready to give up. Now, I don't know what to say. Obviously, he's a big money guy. He can't give up, but I don't know what to say about the rest of the team. See what I'm saying? So that's the problem.
He's not all the way healthy yet, too, Jay. He's saying something about his hands. I just think, we have a lot of.
He looked good to me, bro. I'm telling you, like Burrow was looking. He was looking perfect to me, boy.
But he was getting a lot of protection too. He wasn't getting a lot of pressure on him.
The thing that I like is that the defense actually came to play versus the Ravens. That's why I think that they still got a little something in them. Because remember, defense had been looking horrible. They played a really great game versus Baltimore. I was actually surprised that Baltimore wouldn't march up and down the field every time. I'm talking about they was getting stops, they was getting 3 and outs, all this. So the defense actually was they were low key kind of flying around out there. Obviously, Chase was hyping them boys up with them long touchdown runs. That was getting the defense hyped.
But they still got third on their head, Jay.
Yeah. I mean, overtime, that fourth quarter, and then overtime. Yeah, but they still should have won.
Interception to put them back in the game. The game should have been over. He threw that interception and put Baltimore back in the game. So I just think Cincinnati got a lot, of problems this year. I feel like it's one of those years for them where sometimes you have these years with these teams where just it ain't their year this year, and I feel like it's there with them. But you made a great point. And that's the thing that benefits my handicap, and why you're probably really good in NBA. You said the perfect thing. Each NFL game, each football game, period, college as well. It's like the Super Bowl. You only play once a week, so everything's building up all week to this. So these guys leave it all on the field for this one opportunity a week. Whereas you in basketball, you get guys playing every night. They don't give a damn. They like to go. Like one night I feel like, one night I don't. I got some stuff going on today. So football, that's why it's always been easy for me to handicap, because I can base a lot of it on the play instead of worrying about how the player's thinking, because we know that they only get one opportunity to put this film up a week.
No, that's a fact there. Shout out to my guy LJ as well. He right there in H-Town where you at, my brother, as well.
What's up, LJ? What's good?
L Jizzle. I call him L Jizzle. We got to get him on the show as well, man. Do a little collaboration.
Don't Neighbors. He's
do a little collab.
Neighbors is a rookie, man. No, it don't. LJ.
Neighbors a fucking baller. I'm not saying that he matter,
but they feed him. They feed him to make him a baller. Yeah, so they feed him. But without him, last week you saw Slayton they still got a good group of wide
Facts.
receivers. It's
No, that's
like,
a
you
fact.
know, and Dayball is the type of guy that's going to play to a strength. So if Neighbors doesn't play, guess what he's going to do? He's going to run the ball, control the ball, and he's going to throw smart passes, little slot routes to Wandale Robinson, man. That's the type of
The
stuff they're going to
last
do.
thing on this one. Do you think the Giants can keep up with the Bengals scoring offensively?
I don't think the Bengals are going to go crazy scoring this week.
Okay.
I think they can slow them down. I think that how they're going to slow them down is with ball control.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. That's what I was saying about with Baltimore as well. That's what I was saying. That's the exact thing I was saying with the Ravens. Let's get to the Monday Night Football game, man, because obviously it's headlines. I mean, shit, you were saying this for a while. Rodgers gonna get him fired over there. He gonna have Hackett run the show, but they did take the play calling away from Hackett, and he's not the interim coach. But they got rid of Saleh. I mean, I'm not a football guy. I don't watch some football. I knew that guy was a bonehead, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, he could be a good guy, a good person in general or in life, but that don't mean that you're a good football coach or you're a good leader of men. That's why I'm such a big fan of Mike Tomlin, because I feel like players go there, young players go there, he teaches them how to be men. Like, he's a great motivator. You see what I'm saying? Like, that whole rah-rah shit, they got there from Mike Tomlin. But regardless of that, the Jets are in the fire coach in that slot, usually a spot that I like to take teams because you get new energy in there. You see what I'm saying? Especially when y'all didn't like the guy before. It's like, all right, come on, let's go. So you just worried that it's not too late for the Jets over there. And Aaron Rodgers hadn't been looking too good as well. Aaron Rodgers remind me of LeBron. You get a coach in there, you know what I'm saying, or get somebody in there, then what? Which he didn't get Saleh in there, but still he get motherfuckers fired and try to act like, nah, I didn't do nothing. Nah, I ain't have nothing to do with that. Man, come on, bro. Like, come on. They consulted with you about everything, literally. But Jets getting 2.5 here at the house versus the Bills. Bills coming off back-to-back losses in this one. Their receiving core is really banged up as well. Can the Jets usually play the Bills pretty tight as well? What do you think happens in this game, my guy?
You remember I texted you as soon as all this stuff was going down, and I told you I was taking the Jets. So I already bet the Jets. It's too late for me. There's no way out. At this point. But the reason I bet them was on a whole completely different aspect, and it hasn't came to fruition yet, and that's that Josh Allen wasn't going to play because he got concussed in Houston, and for some reason they were able just to give him smelling salt and trot him right back out there, and he was clearly concussed. And somehow he has never won a concussion protocol. Somehow the Bills are getting away with this, man. But I know he was foggy last week because you could see from the passes that he was making after he got hit. Everything was up short. Everything he was throwing was short. Everything was short. He probably couldn't he couldn't see. He probably couldn't measure depth at that point because he's so shook up, man. He got slammed on his head. So that's what I based this one on. But now it's still a good cap because they fired Robert Saleh. Robert Saleh is a hell of a coach, but he's a hell of a defensive coordinator. It's a big difference between being a guy who could be a DC and a guy that could be a head coach. And we're looking at it with the Bills. That's why the Bills are stuck on neutral and exactly where they're at, because they got a hell of a defensive coordinator, Sean McDermott, as the coach, but he's not a good head coach. You know, that's the problem. He doesn't know how to make the right type of plays in game management to make the right type of decisions during the game to get to the victories in the most important games. And that's the issue. And now you got the Jets coming in with Jeff Ulbrich. He's supposed to be a guy that's kind of like the head coach for Detroit. They say a kind of rah-rah guy, well respected. If he's like Detroit's coach, he's gonna be all right, because even though that guy's a rah-rah coach, he's smart enough to hire the right type of defensive coordinators and OCs. He made some great hires over there. So if this guy that he's putting in charge of the OC offense, Todd Downing, is able to get him anything better than Nate Hackett, they're gonna be all right. This just is a game I think that honestly just gonna be a NFL game. I feel like this gonna be a money grab. Like they owe the Jets one type situation, because by just playing, it's no way that Josh Allen's supposed to lose in them. But as you said, he don't have his receivers. Another thing, he's foggy right now. Another thing, the Bills' defensive backfield isn't good. So Aaron Rodgers have to put on his old MVP Aaron Rodgers performance. I haven't seen it at all since he's came back. I was telling people on the wagering world that Aaron Rodgers wasn't good the last year in Green Bay. I was like, they need to put in Jordan Love. They tripping. As soon as Jordan Love get in, the offense going to go crazy, because LaFleur knows what he's doing. He's drawn to the plays. Aaron Rodgers isn't running them. So now is he going to run these plays that Todd Downing draws up? Because you can draw up whatever. If he doesn't want to run the play and get up there and call what he want to play, and still get to doing that same little hand signal stuff to the side, dude,
LeBron.
Devontae Adams. You and Devontae Adams had a special relationship. This is not Jordy Love. What's his name? Jordy
Nelson.
what was
Nelson,
Jordy's
right?
last name?
What did Jordan Nelson? Jordy
Jordy
Nelson?
Nelson. Yeah, my
Yeah.
guy. Jordy Nelson. Jordy Nelson was a baller. Jordy, this ain't Jordy Nelson, man. You can't get up there and just throw a little sign and y'all so cool and y'all play around and throw the ball so much you know exactly what to do. Because what Rodgers want to do is get out there and play street ball with his receivers. He want a receiver who know where to be, where he want them, that sees the field the same way as him, and then we're going to beat this cornerback with the perfect throw and you being where you're supposed to be at, which worked fine when he had that type of receiver. They don't have that over there. The kid that they're trying to make a number one is a number two on any other good team, bro. He's not a number one. Like, he's not big enough. Like, it's just clear. He's not a dominating presence on the outside. Don't get me wrong, you got the Tyreek Hills of the world, but Tyreek is a different type of level, speed and quickness. You know, nothing makes this kid like that over there to me. You know, and I've been watching him since Austin. He was from Austin, Texas. He played in high school. He was good at Ohio State and all that, but I always thought that Garrett Wilson was a number two receiver, never a number one. And they're trying to make him a number one, and Rodgers knows that. So we just see how they approach it. The best thing they could do is get the ball to Breece Hall. If they can start getting Breece Hall involved, Breece Hall is being so underused. He's one of those running backs that's just like McCaffrey. He can catch the ball like a receiver, run all the routes, extremely quick, extremely strong, can take it to the house, but they're not getting him involved in the offense. They're just a clown show because Aaron Rodgers is once again dominating the locker room, dominating stores. Everything is so big because of him. Like, they can't just play football. It's more about what's going on with Aaron Rodgers, what's going on with, and it's not a coincidence that this is following him. Like, this was Green Bay, one of the smallest towns in the world. You're only going up there to watch football, and the whole world was talking about what was going on up there with him and Mike McCarthy. Then later on with him and Matt LaFleur. Now you're in the biggest city in the world, up in New York, and you're hearing the same stuff. You know, so who's the
common
problem?
denominator? Who's the common denominator?
Exactly.
Aaron Rodgers. No, that's the point.
The
I like the Jets here, man.
Yeah,
I think
like
the Jets, they got to. This is a must-win game because everybody gonna look bad. They lose this one, but I just remember, I remember them playing. I believe it was last year, the first game of the season. Was it? I think it was September. I think it was like when the season first started, Aaron Rodgers ended up getting hurt, and I think that was the Bills game, and they still ended up pulling out their win. I could be wrong, but they are 3-1 against the spread last four versus the Bills. We got to get to college here, man, because we got like 10 more minutes, and I gotta dip out. But we're gonna get to college. We like the Jets here. I like the Jets. My guy Five Star like the Jets as well. Let's do it, man. But let's get to college football before we get out of here, my brother. Unfortunately, today I am on a little bit of a time crunch, but
you good, man.
What you like? I mean, you got shit to do too. You see what I'm saying? But
I definitely do.
But
I'm back in the city, man. I got some to pull up on.
I'm already knowing
it's collection time.
Shout out to Ronald in chat as well. Since 2014, teams who are underdogs after firing their coach are 6-9 straight up, 10-5 against the spread. The total is 12-3 to the over as well. Shout out to Ronald there as well. Always bringing great info, my brother.
Great info, brother.
That's a fact. What you liking? That's me and Ski Guy as well. 5 Star. What you liking in college? What you like in college this week, my brother?
Well, I got an official play. I'll just give you guys an official play for this week before we get to the weekend. It'll be for me. We're gonna go with Northwestern plus 11 at Maryland. Okay. Northwestern went with a new quarterback now. Jack Losh, I believe is his name. And this kid has opened up their offense. They looked a little bit more pop on the offense. That's all they need because you know the Northwestern's going to always play good defense. They're 3-4 in their last 4 times against Maryland. David Braun is a hard-nosed coach. Mike Locksley is not that good, bro, the coach for Maryland. He's one of those guys who kind of goes to sleep at the wheel, and I think that he'll allow Northwestern to stay in this game. Also, 2 of the star wide receivers for Maryland are banged up, Jaden Prather and the great Ty Felton, and that's why we lost. That's the last game we lost on the show. We won 2 straight weeks. The last game we lost was at Indiana. We went unblemished the last 2 weeks, but the last time we lost was when we went 2-1 was because Ty Felton got hurt when they went to Indiana, and Indiana opened, the woodshed on him. They started beating their ass after he got hurt because he didn't have anyone to throw the ball too deep. So I think to keep an eye on that one. I definitely like Northwestern plus 11, so you guys can get that one in right now. That's for tomorrow because the line is dropping on that one. I think Northwestern can actually pull out the money line, but take the points, of course, if it's available. Then we got the premier games going on, Ohio State and Oregon. man, if anyone knows me, they know I'm not a big fan of Dan Lanning. I'm not an Oregon guy at all. I think that he's a pompous dude, and I think that he kind of, puts his foot in his mouth sometimes, just saying the wrong type of stuff. But let's talk about the football. The lines tell you that Oregon's to play.
Yeah.
Ohio State is supposed to have a much better roster, much better defense, much better everything, but they're going to Eugene and they only land 3 points.
Yeah.
Last time we saw that they pushed when they went to Notre Dame last year, and it was a defensive slugfest. This one is going to be pretty defensive as well. Probably look towards the under on Ohio State and Oregon, but I definitely like the Ducks in this one. Dylan Gabriel is a really good quarterback. He's not anything special for the NFL, but as far as in college, he's had a lot of snaps. Throws a really nice tight spiral. Knows that offense. He can make some things happen when necessary. Will Howard, Ohio State's quarterback. I've been telling people all year long that they got the wrong guy, kind of like with the DJ Uiagalelei situation. Will Howard isn't a bad quarterback, but he isn't ready to be an Ohio State quarterback. At Kansas State, he was very, pretty normal, pretty mediocre. He could do some things, but nothing Superman. Wasn't a high star guy coming out of high school or anything like that, and he ended up getting that job. And the reason he left is because he really was about to lose the job to Avery Johnson. So I don't know about Ohio State trotting him out there. I think it's one of those situations where you got Ryan Day feeling like I can fix him, like I can make him right. And I don't know about that. So give me Oregon +3 on that one. That's going to be a tough one.
Okay, yeah, I was up there in Cincinnati and we was watching Ohio State. My brother's up there; they huge Ohio State fans, and they were kind of saying the same thing that he was like, and they a lot older than me too. They're like, I don't know about Will Howard. If we, you know what I'm saying, we don't know about him. We watched him struggle versus Iowa. I think that was Iowa that they was playing. And then wasn't it Iowa that they was playing last week?
Iowa.
After that, after that they was
the second half.
Yeah, they had it was 7-0 for the longest, and then they started taking off on them. But yeah, he was saying the same thing that he does not really trust Will Howard. But we'll see this week, man, because I don't know. I don't know about this game, especially since it's on the road as well. But I can't wait to watch it. But the guy at the sports book was telling me that he likes the under in this game. He said everybody gonna take the under. He said the way that Oregon stays in this game is that they have to play really great defense. And he thinks that they do it. And what we saw last week as well, Ohio State offense can struggle. And I'm right there with you now. I think that I like the under there better than trying to mess with a side in that particular game.
Well, what Dan Lanning does well, Jay, is he's a good defensive coordinator. That's why he got the job. He from Georgia, and Oregon always had some good defense. And what's crazy, DJ Uiagalelei's brother is the best player on that defensive line. He's a cold defensive lineman.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was the other plays? So I know we was talking. So I know you say you added Northwestern. You like Oregon. We was gonna talk about real quick Kansas State, Colorado, and then Arizona. Yeah, and BYU. What you like in those two, my brother?
Okay, on that one, I'm going with Colorado plus the points. K-State is a good team. They run the ball though, and Colorado's been a lot better team against the run this year. As long as they can slow down the run, they won't have enough bullets in their chamber to shoot with Shedeur Sanders. That's gonna be the problem this one. You always want to take the team who can put up points when you're getting points, especially at home. So I think K-State, their only way to putting up points is the run game. They have to shut down that option. They're going to run with Giddens. They're going to run with Avery Johnson trying to pull it out of stump and go around that corner. If they coach that up right and slow that down, they'll be okay because we know that regardless of whatever, Buffalo's are going to put up points against any defense. They're going to score just because Shedeur Sanders is that special. Arizona, I like the +4, same situation. BYU's playing a little bit over their head. Great coach over there, Shiitake. That's my guy. I love the way he coaches. He always has those guys ready to play in Provo. They're always tough. They're always hard-nosed, run the ball.
Ain't nothing else to do.
Right. Oh, you'll be surprised. You know that. That's what they tell you.
Yeah.
That's what they tell you. It's good to do in Utah.
Yeah. I'm not fucking with it. Yeah, I know about that, but no, I can't stand Utah, bro. I don't like that place. I don't like the vibe of that place.
Yeah,
I don't like that.
Yeah, it's not a lot to do out there. Yeah, it's a lot to do out there.
Not for me,
but it's a lot for people to do though. But
yeah, why you like? I had Arizona written down, bro. So what you like here, man?
Let's cook some up. I'm a big Fafita guy. That's another one of my young boys that I've been on for a while. But back then they had Jed Fish. I called him the Fighting Fish back then. But Jed Fish has went to Washington now. He's a really good coach for Washington. They have the coach Brett Brennan that came over from San Jose State. Really good coach, man. He knows what he's doing. And now Arizona starting to take shape, as you saw against Utah, how they were able to dominate them. They got a really good roster over there. The quarterback for Fida and their receiver, Teatro McMillan, who's going to be probably the top receiver taken this year in the draft, 6'4", runs about a 4.4, outstanding outstanding catch radius. He played high school with him. They've been throwing the ball to each other since they were kids. They played little league together. So I expect that combination to be successful out there in Provo. I think that Arizona goes on the road and not only wins with the +4, but I also think they money line them as well. And one last one, just as a free one to give out the guys, I'm going to be on Wisconsin, the Badgers at Rutgers. I think Wisconsin gets that one done as well.
Okay, I like that, man. Yeah, I had Arizona written down with a little star by it as well, man. That line is dropping. It's going down to 3.5. Some places even got juice. Well, it's the juices on that 3.5. But the fact that it's because it was at 4.5, bro, went down to 3.5. So that means some pros are likely on Arizona now, and I really like that spot. I'm right there with you. BYU has been a little bit overrated. Nobody really saw them coming out starting the season 4-0, 5-0, and like I said, that Baylor game, I was watching that game. They smoked Baylor from like the first 2 quarters. It was smoking them. Before you know it, Baylor, they came all the way back and really had a chance to win that game. So I call, you know what I call that 5-star? I call that teetering on a loss. And I think they're teetering on a loss. That, you know what I'm saying? I mean, they coming really close. Today they flirting with a loss. That's basically what teetering means. So I really like that look from you, man. I just want to say we appreciate you so much for coming on the show, bro. You give us so much info, so much great info as well. Something that we're not just giving out, you're not just giving out plays, you're giving out info as well that people can learn for the future as well. You tell them who might even be good in the NFL, stuff like that, man. So we really appreciate you, man. Everybody in the chat, y'all go follow them right now on Twitter at 5-star in Vegas. Hit the like button, man. Leave some comments on the show as well, man. Let's you know what I'm saying? When these days we don't really let people know enough that we appreciate them. You feel what I'm saying? So let's try to do that more just in life in general, man. But let's try to get this cash. 5-star one more time. Just recap them with your plays, leans, whatever you like to, my brother. The floor is yours.
All right. Well, the official plays that we're going to roll with is going to be, let's do the Giants +3.5 for sure at Sunday Night Football against the Bengals. Also, we're going to go to what I like to bet, college, man. Let's go with Oregon +3 as an official play. Let's go with Arizona +4 and money line at +160 against BYU. And let's go with Wisconsin at Rutgers, man. Wisconsin, I believe, is getting 2.5, if I'm not mistaken.
It's 2.5.
So we're going Wisconsin +2.5 and money line. So, guys, I just gave you 2 money lines with Arizona and Wisconsin. Those alone are worth their weight in gold, man. So we're going to be on there. We're going to rock with college. I love the college slate this week. I also like Texas, man. I think Texas is going to blow the doors on OU, but we'll break that down more on the Wagering World on Friday.
Yeah, go check out his show, man. He does a show Monday, Wednesday, and Friday as well. Go check it out. It's called The Wagering World. You can check it out on YouTube or just follow him on Twitter. You see what I'm saying? And then he'll tweet out all the links for his shows, everything he's doing, man. If you're doing a radio show, anything, man. Might even send out some live plays as well on Twitter. Make sure you go follow him right now. Go download the Action Network app as well, man. A lot of great info on there. A lot of great guys. I'm on there as well. You see what I'm saying? Going to have special deals, promos, podcasts, all type of shit all season long. They got WNBA over there, baseball, 10, whatever you like to bet, man. They got it over there on the Action Network app, man. It's all free. I appreciate y'all for tuning in as well, man. When I'm catching these live spots as well on this NBA preseason, I'm posting on there as well. Also on the members channel, I believe it was 6-0 so far in the NBA preseason. So not patting myself on the back. I'm trying to make that shit 20-0. You see what I'm saying? We never getting comfortable, man. We always trying to get this cash. Obviously, the sports books are out to get us. We have to smack their ass up as well. It's more of us than it is of them. So we team up together. That's how you start smacking them up, man. It's all love. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. Hit the like button, leave some comments, go get that cash. What she said, I'll set it off. Look, I need that money. That's how he is as well, man. But y'all make sure y'all go follow 5-star right now. The 5, spell it out, FIVE, star in Vegas on Twitter right now. We appreciate you for coming on, my brother, giving us the info. It's all love. Let's get this cash. And we out, baby. Let's go.
Yeah.
Come on.